Hello and welcome. So in this class, we're going to be working on giving our diaphragm and our psoas a little bit of love. So if you're anything like me, these can be like maybe some of our problem areas when it comes to our vaginismus. Specifically in my case, my right psoas is a problem point. So I know that because when I'm dilating, when I go a little bit deeper, my right psoas area is, where it starts talking to me is about like kind of in the back. That also causes a lot of problems in my left hip area. And so one way that we can kind of give our psoas a little bit of love is through some of the postures that we'll be doing today. These are also great for our diaphragm and encouraging a little bit more movement in that space. So once you're ready, you can see that I've got a blanket here rolled in front of me. So I've rolled the blanket quite a few times. I really like this width of about, it's probably maybe 8 inches, I would say. So anywhere between 6 to 8 inches is like the width we want to go for. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be lying down on the blanket with it between my hips and my rib cage bones. So if you want to go ahead and just for a moment, kind of identify your 2 front hip bones and kind of like where the bottom of your rib cage is. We're going to be putting the blanket in between that space. So I'm going to go ahead and lie down on my belly. And again, you may find that you need to adjust your blanket, maybe fold it in a different way to get either more or less depth in your belly area, but a little bit goes a long way in this pose. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to lay my forehead down on the backs of my hands. My feet are a little bit wider than hip width distance. And all we're going to do here is soften into the mat beneath us. You might find you need to make some adjustments once you start to relax into the space. And just start to notice your breath. And as your body settles in here, as you inhale, start to breathe into your belly. Imagine that you're pressing the blanket away. And as you exhale, soften your belly into the blanket. And I almost envision like my belly is eating the blanket, like my hip bones and my rib cage bones are kind of like teeth that are kind of taking a big bite out of the blanket. Inhales, press away. And exhale, soften and take a bite. And just notice if you've got any areas of tension within your body, any places that are talking to you. And see if you can soften those with every exhale. And this is a great exercise for kind of letting your vagus nerve that it's time to calm down. And I know in my body, sometimes when I get into this position, at first it's like, ooh, what's going on? And it takes me a little bit to come down, but eventually we get there. So if you find yourself getting activated in any way, just notice what's going on, see if breathing helps. And you can always come out of the posture or maybe unravel your blanket a little bit and see if that helps. We'll just take a few more breaths here. And on your next exhale, you can gently press yourself up. And we're going to find Sphinx pose. I'm going to keep that blanket just where it is. I'm bringing my elbows underneath my shoulders. My hands are on the mat in front of me. Then I'm going to use the kind of a grip on the mat to isometrically, so without actually moving, pull my heart forward. And if this is too much with the blanket, you can always remove the blanket at this point. I'm going to keep my blanket just where it is. And something else I'm doing right now is I'm noticing that I really want to squeeze my butt cheeks together. It's like such a habit in my body. And so I'm also trying to like keep that part of my body relaxed and soft. We all have places that we like to grip. For those of us with vaginismus, squeezing the butt cheeks together is a common one, or just kind of holding tension in the pelvic floor. And so see if as you're breathing here, you can keep that part of your body relaxed and kind of breathe into that space. So inhales into your perineum, and exhales, relax. And if you like, you can stay here in Sphinx pose. If you'd like to try another posture, I'm going to move into a half bow. So I'm going to start to maneuver my left arm a little bit more toward the center line of my body. I'm going to swing my right leg back, and then I'm going to grab the outside of my right ankle. And then I'm going to press my right foot into my right hand. And again, if you're doing this and you're not really liking where the blanket is placed, you can either move it or you can always do this without the blanket. I'll just hold for a few breaths. And gently release. Again, bringing my right hand to more the center line, reaching behind me and grabbing my left leg. And then pressing back. And I'm actively pressing down into my right hand. I keep my chest lifted. And again, I'm keeping my glutes soft. Breathing into my belly. And then we're going to gently release. I'm going to come back down, rest my forehead on the backs of my hands. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Breath in, and breath out. Breath in, press the blanket away, and breath out. And you can stay here for as long as you like. If you're ready to come up, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly press yourself up. Lock your hands back. And I will see you in the next class. Thank you so much.